Okay, hello, hello everyone. Today is June 29th, and this is HD Community Meeting. Our first topic is by Josh about the changes to the meeting format.
Yeah. So we're actually moving to a CNCF Zoom account, like other CNCF projects, our YouTube is becoming a playlist under the CNCF projects YouTube where they put all their stuff, but the YouTube links you have will still work. And will go on the main CNCF community calendar as well, which should help other people find us. And that should all be in place by next month. So watch the mailing list in the Slack channel for new links, because next month you'll be connecting via Zoom, and possibly more than once per James. Look for an email about doing biweekly meetings. I'll go into the next one, which I have, which is for anybody who hasn't seen it already, we have a usage survey out about how you use etcd. We're particularly focused on, are people using it for things that don't involve Kubernetes? Are they using the REST v3 endpoints? Some of the other things that affect changes upcoming to the project. Plus gathering a little bit of user data. So please fill that out. Please share it with other people who you think use etcd. We have 50 responses so far. But I would like to see it get up to at least 100 responses to feel like we have a decent sample. As a sort of preview, right now, right now, 30-something% of people say that they're actually using it for non-Kubernetes uses, and a troubling 20% of people say that they're using the REST v3 endpoints. That may point to needing to do a much louder and more phased retirement of those endpoints.
Josh, I just have a quick question. Do you know if the projects, if the members from Project Crossline or Xline have filled out the survey? I can post.
Yeah, just go ahead and share it with them. Like, even if some of them have, go ahead and share it with them.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, we make all identifying information optional in the survey. So for the majority of the respondees, I don't really know a lot about them directly.
Got it. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, and this goes to my question: are we planning to send the survey into any other channel, or are we happy or about the channels? And also, have people ideas where it would be useful also to send? I mean, the list.
Yeah, well, particularly if you have ideas, places that you could make it visible that might reach people who use etcd for non-Kubernetes purposes, because Kubernetes has a lot of channels that we've been able to share it out on. But I think that's going to create a bias in our statistics in terms of saying, hey, what percentage of our users are non-Kubernetes? I mean, we'll never know for sure, right? Because we're not doing rigorous survey stuff. But but what I'm particularly concerned about is reaching potential non-Kubernetes users, because I feel like we reach the Kubernetes users pretty well.
Josh, would you like that to go on the? Would it be helpful if that went on the monthly CNCF maintainers newsletter? Is that?
It would. It would very much be helpful.
Maybe we can take that offline, and we can organize that.
Okay.
Okay, that's a great suggestion. Do we have any deadline? I mean, would be good to.
We decide when to close the survey.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. So, okay. So yeah, please everyone feel free the survey, so we can get more anonymous feedback and better understanding. So it guides our decisions. And for the next topic, which is mine, and there was already email sent about KubeCon events or etcd events. I have listed all the things that I am aware. If you have any, keynote. Any other suggestion or want to volunteer, please add any topic. I think like last time we did almost everything. I mean, aside of keynote and also there was a PR offer, but by CNCF. But if you have any, like if you can help, please volunteer. So any, and like on the first thing, I think there is a project updates. Oh, the keynote video is the project updates for me. Or
Oh,
maybe
okay. Wait, I thought the deadline for that was July 14th. I could be wrong. It would be
Okay.
nice if it was later. It would be nice if it was
Let
later.
me
We should
merge.
double check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first thing, maybe deadline. Let me fix
Yeah.
the deadline.
So
Uh,
yeah, and
Yeah,
we
so-
don't. I have not gotten confirmation whether they're going to be doing project meetings or not.
oh,
Again, this KubeCon. They
yeah. So I
didn't
didn't
solicit
get
for them.
this.
Yeah, they didn't solicit for them, and they haven't responded to my email saying, "Are you doing these or not?"
So TLDR about project updates. Each project gets, I think, 15 seconds to talk about what they did. We did it last year in North America. I don't know if it went great, but if there's someone interested in helping with that, I think we could delegate. I haven't heard from other maintainers about interested with that, but yeah, if someone wants to maybe help talk about the current changes on the project, we are. It would be better that one person talks about this than multiple based on our experience.
And I'll say for the maintainer track, our maintainers, so like Marek needs to submit it, but he's not necessarily required to do the session. So if somebody else has a really good idea for a maintainer track thing that they want to do around etcd, please speak up, either here or on mailing list or on Slack.
Yeah, there's a few suggestions that I put through on the just on the email trail. I definitely think we should be promoting the membership model changes just around the way we get contributors on board and into the project now, to try and build up some momentum there. And I'm happy to help out with some of this.
Feels then like if you. I mean, most projects, and I was surprised that even in Kubernetes, it's required to have a project update talk as to keep the interest in. So yeah, if we can delegate this year, that would be great. So yeah, please add your topic, and if there's any other suggestions, I'm happy to accept any talks from active members. I know that I think Piotr is on the talk, so yeah, if also other maintainers would be great. It's more interest, and usually this talk can be two-person presentation. So I think we should be also open to having multiple, to someone joining James, if that's okay.
I cannot go to US, so it would be.
So one note: this year there is a new funding for the travel, or there is the scholarship for maintainers. So it would be like if there is enough impact, CNCF can sponsor the travel to US for maintainers and active contributors.
That's good to know, but probably time for me is the constraint.
Okay.
So one of the first things we're going to want to know for both doing a contrib fest and potentially doing a kiosk is how many of our existing contributors can make it to Chicago, because both of those are things that require a fair amount of staffing, and we don't want to attempt them if we don't have that many people.
Is there a deadline
So-
that you guys have in mind that we should respond by? Because I'm interested in participating, but I need to get approvals before that. So if there's a deadline, then
Yeah, so deadline for us confirming is July 16th. We just need to get the first question. If that would happen, if we say that this will happen, would you consider coming in and helping with Contrib Fest?
And we understand for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, I think I can make it, and that's fine, because nobody knows for sure that they can make it to Chicago, right? You can always get sick beforehand. You could change employers. A lot of things can happen. We're just looking for how many people think they're going to be there. So, and yeah, and then we can determine which of the activities we're going to do based on that. Also, we'll want to think about for ContribFest is if we think we have enough people, we'll want to think about, do we want to repeat what we did last time, which was basically go through the help wanted list. And it worked fairly well, actually, for that. Or do we have a specific thing that we would like to have all of the students work on, right? And I don't know what that would be, but maybe somebody else has an idea there.
Yeah, so as I think with 2 or 3, like last time we had 3 active contributors. So I think we are good on that. Josh, do you want to, like last time, spin up the doc or?
Yeah. Yep. So again, take a look at the mailing list. There'll be more in this. Sounds like I'd like to get one more code contributor before we commit to a ContribFest.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, at least if the people that volunteered already are okay with, it should be okay. Okay, kiosk. You mentioned kiosk, but I didn't get any information about kiosk. I assume it will be there, but I think it will follow the Contrib list. Like last year, I was sitting alone, but that maybe maybe second maintainer, but yeah, that should be doable.
Yeah, the kiosk is challenging, and I would want us to have a lot of community there for the kiosk, just because for our core people, most of us are also involved with other projects and have to split our time. So, and there's things you end up not doing at KubeCon if you're sitting in a kiosk. So, we'll see. Also, how valuable did you find the kiosk in Amsterdam? Like, how much did you get out of it? You were there pretty much the entire time, Marek. I was only there for 3 hours.
I think the maintainer track is more important. Like, if we would promote more the impact, at least, like it's definitely there is not enough, like comparing number of people for the outreach, the kiosk, the track is more important. But I think there were also, like, kiosk has importance that people that were not sure, that just wanted to talk about and understand, and there were a lot of people that were just beginner. I was surprised. So I think also having time to talk with those people and explain what it is etcd is much as important as spreading the project update, if not everyone might know. Don't want to commit full hour of sitting on the presentation. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all for now for the KubeCon. I think everything else will be spread around in emails and docs that we will discuss the things. Would be also get to like I think get down the exact talk so I can submit for James and if anyone else is interested in sending. But yeah, so expect more information on the etcd on KubeCon. Yeah, so going to the next topic, Gita, do you want to talk about the V2 deprecation? Gita, are you here? Oh, she got kicked. Okay. Gita, are you? Do you manage to connect back? Okay, I think we lost Gita.
There we go.
She just appeared.
Hey, sorry, I got dropped off somehow. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right. So two things. Just a call out to the community that there is work in progress on deprecating V2. This is a continuation of work that Pieter did earlier. That issue that Marek is browsing right now calls out the history, and this is a continuation to remove all the way. So there is a doc linked here. So if you have any feedback, any comments, please add to the issue. And the second one is a specific PR that's been pending for some time. So I wanted to bring it up here to clarify what this is trying to do. So this is adding a test, but yeah, the change shows up in the logic as well because the test needs that. So just wanted to check if there is anything else I can clarify here.
So my main, maybe I don't understand why are we making a PR to add a test that doesn't test the original logic or depends on different logic?
It needs to go through the validation as of today is only using the store V2. It needs to change to
Should
use
we
the
then send a PR to move the validation to store V3 because we should already have, as of 3.5, have validation 3.5 on V3 storage, not V2 storage?
Correct. Yes, we will. So eventually this code will stop using V2 store altogether. But I wanted to add the test first. The test will go through the backend path, the V3 path, but the production code will still continue using the V2 store. That way we have the test in place.
Like validation, since 3.5, we should be the V3 store is source of truth.
So you're suggesting that we change the validation directly
Should
in
be done.
production?
I think we missed that for 3.5. Like for me, if this, what you're saying, if I understand correctly, and you're saying that there is validation that is on version 0.2, and this validation is important for production, I don't have enough context. Like it's a function that's used. V2 store currently, as of 3.5 by default, it doesn't matter. The V3 membership information is the source of truth. So we should be testing the V3, not V2. I mean, we could, if it's validation as real validation that checks correctness, it should test both, even both V2 and V3, because 3.5 works on, in 3.5, we are managing two membership information in two separate storages, but we treat the newer one as source of truth. But two should be still correct for backwards compatibility.
Sounds good. So I can update this to check both, and then in subsequent CRs, the V2 store will go away.
Yes, that
That's
would
good.
be my, like, if you would want to both have correctness per each PR and be safe, like that would make sense for me.
Sounds good. I can update like that. Thanks.
Okay.
I also added myself to the PR to take a look. Please keep pinging me directly.
Thank you
If
so
I-
much. I was gonna ask if I may tag you directly because you have done work in this area before. So I will start tagging you on my V2 deprecation PRs. Thank you so much.
Or reach me on Slack. I'm more frequently on Slack now than I used to be. Sorry about this.
Sounds good. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Marek.
Going quickly to the next step, or James, what's on your mind about ARM?
Just a very quick update, team. So would you mind just clicking that original plan? There we go. So there's a sequence of work we've been chipping away at to hopefully very soon announce ARM64 Tier 1 support on the etcd website. We are very, very close. There's one final kind of significant piece of work, which is the ARM64 test and ETE workflows on a release branch. It'll be release 3.5. There's an open PR for that. And thanks to Samir for the original work on that. So once that's merged, I've got a draft PR open for the etcd website to kind of officially do the announcement, I guess. If there's anything else anyone thinks we need to get done before that announcement can happen, please let me know, or we'll put a comment on the PR or the issue. But that's it. We're really close, team. There's just one more major PR to merge, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah, awesome work. Thanks for an update. I think there were still questions. I have some questions about ARM. So if you want to help getting ARM to Tier 1, please contact James. Okay, there are two last topics by me. We have only 5 minutes, so let me go to them quickly. So if you haven't been following the recent discussions, there were there was one important thing that was discussed in two different places. One was first proposal, and then following open discussion between etcd maintainers community and SIG API and Kubernetes SIG API machinery and steering. And we went into conclusion that etcd should have a representation on Kubernetes side to ensure like it's treated properly and has a proper involvement. So the next, like after getting this, I think, agreement and discussing all the things, and also sending the, just already commented, but we can look at it. I can talk with it later with James, but yeah, we are closing in, and the next step was to propose the charter. I have sent the charter quickly or I have added the charter, and I wanted to discuss it here first. The main things in the charter that I wanted to highlight is, I think the purpose of the charter was to not only like establish etcd as part of Kubernetes, because that's not our goal. The thing is to get Kubernetes to have the same level of support that Kubernetes SIGs have, which is much greater, at least in everyone with the people I talked to, opinion than CNCF. And we want to use it and reduce, like, ensure long-term project success by having a better integration, better support with Kubernetes, but also making some parts of that Kubernetes has developed that are crucial for Kubernetes. Like, there are parts of that Kubernetes developed that are crucial for Kubernetes to use etcd, and I think it would be great improvement to overall state of etcd usage to have those be outsourced out of Kubernetes and be shared be available for pure etcd. So yeah, quickly, or yeah, so etcd should not only be for Kubernetes, but also should support any distributed system to manage the infrastructure and be placed to store infrastructure configuration. Previously, it was called critical data, but as turned out, the critical data in CNCF environment is the infrastructure configuration, or is the some part of configuration, or some part of some crucial information about state of infrastructure. Based on that, I proposed 4 things. Investing more in or to make this happen and make long-term success, I proposed 4 things. One is investing more in reliability. I hope that everyone feels as close to reliability as me. Second is investing more into operation. I got, or one thing that I noticed is there is a lot of tooling on Kubernetes side to manage etcd that people that use etcd by itself don't know, are not aware, and are big gaps into usability of etcd. We need to make those things available for everyone. Without not a lot of time, going to the next topic. As I mentioned, the magical part of Kubernetes, Kubernetes has developed some tools to use etcd, and the magical part is the watch cache. Watch cache is not something unique to Kubernetes. Watch cache is something that Kubernetes built to scale and make etcd usable, and it's a generic thing that was already, like, technically etcd has etcd proxy, but I would say the project is not enough popular to make it work. And I think if we approach it differently by taking the watch cache from Kubernetes and building on it building the Kubernetes, making it available to everyone how Kubernetes uses etcd, building the primitives for reconciliation, and making the watch cache part of etcd client, so that the requests are much efficient on the client side. That would make a huge difference for other projects that want to use etcd and build control planes, but cannot, like, building or pure etcd is very costly for them. Last thing, there were some discussion about growing Kubernetes, and there are projects that already I hear that need more or push some dimensions. I want to make sure that we also include that Kubernetes is a good scale, or is still currently is a good scale definition, but we need to go further and define. We need to go further and define our own scalability dimensions and find new users that can tell us what we are lacking, because 5,000 nodes is great, but there are different dimensions like CRDs, like batch workloads that are different kinds of dimension that Kubernetes itself doesn't utilize, but as a core Kubernetes doesn't utilize. Yeah, that's all. If you have any feedback, please let me know. Comments are open. I would want to make sure that to get as much feedback. Yeah. So the next step is sending the PR to Kubernetes to start this, to take the SIG charter and start the process of creating the SIG, which I will be doing soon after. So if you have any opinion on that, please let me know.
I kind of feel like we need to have another meeting to hammer some things out.
Yep.
And part of it will be based on some of the answers we get from the CNCF folks today. Like, there are some issues. I don't know that people have been clear on whether we're talking about having a SIG that owns all of etcd versus having a SIG that owns the Kubernetes etcd interface. Because because I think some people are talking about one thing and some people are talking about the other, and we want to make sure everybody's on the same card with this.
Yeah.
And the other bit is that there are going to be some details that will affect people, like if we're moving all the code over, then we have to be into the
No.
Kubernetes CLA. You know,
So we don't,
So-
I mean, TLDR is we don't plan to do more than, it's not that we will be moving everything. We will be doing what makes sense, like moving code. Like as long as, like, I don't think moving code will benefit us. And if it doesn't benefit us, then we shouldn't do that. Just to move code, but we'll see based on the further discussion. Okay. That's all. I moved my next topic to the next meeting. That's all that time we have. Thanks everyone for your time, and hope to see you on the next meeting in a month or maybe quicker if you vote for that in the upcoming survey by James. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.